Lesson 1. What do I mean by trust? Trust, bitachon, is the peace of mind that I feel when I have complete trust in someone else. In order to achieve this peace of mind, I have to believe that 1. The person who I trust will follow through on his promises, and 2. He'll even go beyond his promises. That's it. Pretty simple, right? I'm describing a feeling of calm and serenity that I feel when I have trust. You aced Lesson 1. Now let's go on to Lesson 2. 2 for 1. Lesson 2. What do I think makes someone trustworthy? What does it take for me to trust a friend so much that I achieve the peace of mind and stop worrying? I have a list of 7 things that I think make someone trustworthy. Here they are. Tell me what you think. Number 1, compassionate. I would trust someone who has compassion, empathy, and love for me. 2, diligent. Someone I trust won't be lazy. He'll make every effort to do what he says he'll do. 3, strong. He will have the power to do what he says he'll do. No one can stand in his way. 4, wise. I would trust someone who always knows and does what's in my best interest. 5, close. I'd be more apt to trust someone like a family member or a close family friend who has known me from birth and has been with me through thick and thin, through every up and down of my roller coaster life. 6, responsible. I would trust someone like a parent or guardian when I was under his sole care. 7, generous. Someone who's always kind to me when I'm deserving and even when I'm not. That's my list of 7 things that would make me trust someone. Do you agree with these 7? Have any more to add to the list or nix? A quick recap. I would likely trust someone with compassion, diligence, and strength. Someone who's wise, close, responsible, and generous. Now this is pretty obvious to me, but tell me what you think. God has all of these 7 qualities times infinity. God is trustworthy times infinity. Since I figure that God is the most trustworthy of anyone or anything, simple common sense tells me to choose God to trust. In fact, I should trust only God. Do you agree? Do you think it makes sense to say that God has the most of these 7 qualities times infinity? Or do you think it makes more sense to trust a mere mortal or weaker power who is surely lacking somehow in one, if not all of these? So that's it. Simple logic tells me that I can and should only trust God. That's a pretty big takeaway. How do I apply this logic to my life? Since I only trust God, it follows that 1, I give over myself to trusting exclusively in God. 2, I leave the running of my life to God. And 3, I happily accept all of God's decrees. Moreover, 4, I never doubt whether God is doing something in my best interest. And 5, I never worry that God is judging me incorrectly. So let's recap the 7 trustworthy qualities, but don't shoot me if I go out of order. These are the things that I think would make me trust someone and how we see these qualities in God to the max. Number 1, God has the most compassion of any being. 2, God knows best what is best for me. 3, God is stronger than every other being. 4, God doesn't ignore anyone or anything. 5, God has absolute jurisdiction over me. That is to say, that no one can harm or help me without God's permission. 6, God is extremely generous. He gives me life and continuous existence from my birth to today. 7, finally, everything that happens is decreed by God. This last point, that everything that happens is decreed by God, we'll cover in the next lesson number 3.